Hey,
Trucks.
guys, I'm really tired today.
Oh, Josh is a sleepy boy, but we have obligations, miles to go before we sleep. In this case, both literally and figuratively. Actually, no, just two different kinds of figuratively. We're literally in the room that Josh sleeps. But figuratively, both in terms of driving in this game and driving in our lives, we have to do a lot of stuff before it's time to not.
Look at all this lumber.
Oh my god, it's free lumber. It's so square.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
I guess that this was all sawed up in the famous sawmills of San Francisco, and now we're taking it to the tiny town of Jackpot, Nevada.
It's redwood lumber, and
For reasons.
yes, we're taking it all the way up to the upper right corner of the video game.
There must be some lumber brokerage here in the heart of the city where the sun refused to shine. That's a nice evening.
It is.
There's some headlights and some headlights.
It's a nice evening IRL, too.
Yeah, it's been a very clear and beautiful day today. I made Hoppin' John.
Yes, it was tasty. We just ate it.
Yep. Fried up that bacon real nice, and then made some other stuff with it.
I've had 2 cups of coffee.
Yep. Josh is active and raring to go, and the only thing that stands between us and a successful completion of our mission is that we have no content on offer whatsoever.
Well, I know you have one thing to talk about. Although I guess if you talk about it now, we can't use the other episode in which you talked about it.
When you see a nice girl,
Yes?
oh god,
It's the Golden Gate Bridge.
I forget the second line of that song.
This is the recognizable street from San Francisco.
You only have 2 songs. Yeah. You can say, "Hey there, you look nice," or "Hey there, would you like to talk about Homestuck? Please don't walk away from me. I'm not that kind of guy, you see." I said, "Hey there, would you like to talk about Homestuck?"
Homestuck is back,
It is.
and Isaac's gonna talk about it. There's no preventing it.
Yeah, but I don't know if I want to talk about it on this trucks. Maybe I want to do the slow.
You want to save it?
The slow tease.
All right.
Because like within 2 trucks from now, literally 2 trucks from now, it'll be over.
Yeah. The end.
Yeah, it'll be done. And I'll have a lot more to say about it at that point. I am for dang sure.
That's true.
Whereas pretty much all that I have to say about it at this point, I have said on my fancy blog. And any thought, of course, of doing a persona or a mediated interaction with my blogosphere has gone out the window, as I have had genuine opinions to say about this comic. And suddenly the influx of interest has been massive because that's all these people ever cared about.
Right.
I should have known. I'm not like Octopimp. I can't take this success and build on it and go and hang out with the Game Grumps.
The saga of Isaac Hoffer's fandom blog. Someone complained at us for talking about your fandom blog on Trex.
Yeah, well, I think
He to his credit, he walked it back.
the sum of the complaint, I think, was that he wanted more of your Dark Souls stuff.
Everyone wants more. I want more of my Dark Souls
weirdly,
stuff.
he also wanted more Mumble Squad.
The spare mode.
Well, yeah, but also he was like,
He did
follow your
kind of.
channel for Let's Plays.
Yeah, more Mumble Squad. Dang, guys. If we were to do more Mumble Squad... Do you remember how many of you were here for Mumble Squad when we did that awful Illusion of Gaia Let's Play and most of an Ico Let's Play?
Oh, I love that.
I still like that Illusion of Gaia Let's Play very much.
Yeah, me too.
We really ran out of steam toward the end because the game was doing nothing for me. But
we made it through, and that's what counts.
We did.
You know what they say? I mean, that's the advice that old writers give to young writers, right? You know, it doesn't matter if it's good, just finish it.
Yeah.
And by God, that's what we did with that particular creative project that we put so much of ourselves into.
What would be a good game for further?
You wanted to do every Metal Gear Solid game.
That
if I
is an
recall
idea
correctly.
that I don't think we have the technical capacity to do that, though.
Yeah, no, probably not. We should probably just become streamers. We should become Twitch streamers.
Oh my gosh.
And we should stream probably Samurai Gun.
No, yeah.
Yeah, and N++, which we can't do.
We could do that one, actually.
Oh, okay.
You can do that off the PS4. Also, there's a Steam version coming.
Maybe we could just sort of reset and do the entire co-op of N++ while people get to hear our noises that we make while we do it.
Hot damn. Leave us a comment.
You know, I mean, if what you want is content out of my, like, you know, luxuriously blood-filled wrists.
If you want us to pull something completely out of our asses.
Whoa, just like that?
Yep.
Oh, man, and hopefully just as smoothly and successfully. That was amazing.
I made it work.
Nice. I've been lately enjoying the streaming styles of Germa985. I think he's underrated as a streamer and YouTube personality.
You've mentioned him recently.
I love his sense of humor because it is so bad that it swings around to being extremely lovable. He loves terrible jokes.
Shoutouts.
And so do I.
Shoutouts to Germa985.
Yeah, you old Bostonian you with your distressingly ripped physique.
Really?
Yeah, dude's an iron pumper.
Ooh.
In addition to being an old-timey comedian and a maker of silly voices. Really, what more do you want?
Yeah. What video game did I watch him play recently?
I don't know. He's been playing Overwatch. He's been playing Stardew Valley. He's been playing... it was Super Hot.
Oh, yes, I watched him play Super Hot.
That was a real fun
I
one.
didn't mention Super Hot on this truck
Yeah,
program.
we could talk about Super Hot. I mean, the thing is that Super Hot basically came out ages ago, and it's just the full version of the game that we would be talking about.
Yeah.
And the story of the full version of the game is kind of tedious.
No. Let me tell you my story of the full version of Super Hot.
Okay.
Super Hot, for me, you know how sometimes you play a game which just rewrites your perception of reality? Super Hot was that for me. I was definitely left feeling like time was static unless I was like doing things for a while.
But that's how your life is, Josh.
Well, the thing is, no.
I'm just kidding. Time slips by us at a furious pace when we're not paying attention to it. It's
yes,
terrible.
that's right. I'm at all times acutely aware of the passage of time, and Super Hot just kind of intensified that feeling by loosening my grasp on it, if you can see how that might make sense.
That sounds terrifying.
Yes, but this got really, really bad because the day after I played Super Hot, a day on which, the first day Super Hot was out, I played the shit out of it, and then I got a bad fever.
Which fucks with your perception of the passage of time.
Yes, so I was...
As I remember.
I was struggling...
So you got super hot.
Yes. I was struggling real bad.
And this is a game that, like, the plot of the game is about reprogramming the player.
Yep.
So all kinds of conversions for Josh.
Yeah, it was the worst thing.
Was it possibly a psychosomatic fever? Did the game actually make you sick?
No, I think I caught what Monica had prior to me, you know?
Sense.
But, like, oh God, it was, like, the worst fever experience ever. You know, like, when you're in bed tossing and turning and you feel like time is only passing when you're turning. It was, and it's put me off the game.
This feels like having a bad fever.
Yeah, like, if I try and go back and play the game, I mean, it doesn't help that it's a game which is better when you're not good at it. When you are good at it gets really easy to exploit the ways the baddies try to aim at you. Like, they are unable to anticipate that there's a maximum to how high you can jump, so you can just kind of jump before they fire, and they'll try to aim over your head because they're complete dummies, and then you can bunny hop around the map like a maniac, and it just becomes a weird, different game. Not a bad one, but that combined with the fact that it's associated with this feeling of brain torture that it kind of indirectly put me through. And the game is really aggressive tonally, you know, so it really just can't handle it anymore.
That is a super interesting story about experiencing art right there.
Yeah.
I mean, that feels like legit art experience to me.
Yeah, I would say so.
You know, assisted by a bacterial infection. Probably a virus, but...
If you ever want to experience Super Hot in the ideal way, take like 5 flu vaccines.
Yep.
And, enjoy. Just get in on that perfectly harmonious experience.
Yeah, you can also, work on, you can get heat stroke, or there's a lot of ways that you can do this to yourself.
Yeah.
Regardless, Super Hot, best played while super hot. We've established this.
What about you? Have you been having any art experiences?
Oh, lordy, no. God. Really, I've been too tired to give myself fully to much.
Yeah.
And I think it does require a certain amount of, internal commitment. I wasn't even able really to get the sort of, floaty, trippy vibe that I get when I read Crow Killers this month. Because this month's edition of Crow Killers was really intent on being kind of normally structured and sitcom-like, which wasn't bad at all, either tonally or thematically or as part of the main thrust, but it did mean that particular soaring was gone.
Right.
And this is a thing that happens for me occasionally, where it's like I'm like, the the media that generally tickles like some transcendent place in the back of my head is pleasant, but not doing that for me at this point. Is that because this is a bad iteration of it, or a less that iteration of it, or have I gotten older and moved on, or am I just depressed?
Mm-hmm.
Because depression, of course, removes your ability to enjoy things that you normally enjoy.
Right.
That's one of the things they ask you about when they diagnose you. So yeah, I don't know if I'm just too tired to enjoy things right now, or whether there's a bit of a lull in the enjoyment. My engagement with Homestuck is separate from this entirely, because that's all about outright hostility to what I'm experiencing and resentment for the years of my life that have been stolen. But
Isaac has returned to the art of writing straight up poetical fandom posts, meta posts as they're called.
Yeah, I mean, nothing brings it out of me like Homestuck. I suppose it's yet another reason that I owe the bad man a debt of gratitude. But
I'm finding one of those in me at the moment. I think I'm gonna try and write a piece about how all video games need to have a sit-down button.
Yes, indeed. We don't want to get too far into it now, lest you...
No, just introducing the concept, yeah.
Yeah, no, because when Josh said it, I was like, yeah, all the games that Josh really likes let you just sit down for a second.
Yeah.
And it's great because it is a thematic commitment to inaction as being a plausible way to play a video game.
This came to mind because I'm playing Hyper Light Drifter right now. Just came out, really loving it so far. And I was singing its praises to Monica this morning, and I said, "And look, there's a sit down button." And she said, "Oh," like I showed her the trailer a little while ago, about a week ago. "Hey, it's freezing again. I don't know why it's doing this, guys. It should be okay. It's fine now."
Yep.
I'll have to look into that. But anyway, she said, "Oh yeah, you were hoping for this game to have a sit-down button," and I had forgotten that. Apparently, when we were watching the trailer, I said, "I hope this game just lets you sit down." And I mean, that sounds like the kind of thing I would say.
It absolutely is.
Yeah. So it's apparently something that I place that much value on.
Mm-hmm.
But this is the kind of piece that you can express in 2 sentences, right? Like, yeah. So I need to just bring out the purple prose on this one, I think.
I'm excited. I always like it when you do that. I think that your particular writing style is not as given to that thing as I am, but
right.
I think that it is in a way better for that, because when you do get poetical, it is a nice spike in a nourishing gruel.
That is what I'm going for. The nice spikes in the nourishing gruel. That doesn't sound like a good thing.
They're flavor spikes.
Okay, good.
It's like the salty plum in your porridge.
Isn't it just great when there's spikes in your food? Just some spikes in there.
Okay, I was mixing metaphors. I admit it, but
Did you say gruel? Did you say your nourishing gruel?
I did.
Oh man. Yeah, perfect. The perfect analogy.
I said it's a salty plum in your porridge.
Ah, that's a good one. Yeah, salty plum.
You prefer that?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah.
Like a hot pepper in your...
A hot pepper in your posing pouch?
A posing pouch?
Yes.
What's that?
It's a Speedo. You generally don't want a hot pepper in your posing pouch.
That's a different kind of image. Here's a still image for you.
Yep. Wonder why this is happening. Oh dear.
It's one of the bad ones.
Oh gosh. I wonder what's even happening with the capture right now, whether you're going to have to...
It's probably recording a single frame. We'll see how that...
One, yeah.
We'll see how that goes, you guys.
I wonder if this is a right error with your frap, or the not fraps thing that you're using.
There's a lot of things it could be, and it would be very dull for us to try and diagnose it right now.
Okay, I wonder what KW stands for.
KW?
Yeah, on your steering wheel.
Oh, I think that's the manufacturer of the truck.
Mm-hmm. Which would
What does it stand for? Kensworth? Is it Kensworth?
Could be. I mean,
that's a real truck, isn't it? I think it's Kensworth.
Cool. I was hoping that we would spend a little bit of time making up silly things that KW stands for, because that's the kind of joke that I like.
Kill it, Werner.
I'm a 6-year-old. Oh, Herzog joke. Kill, Werner, kill. Faster, Herzog, kill. There's a joke. I've
downloaded perfectly legally a Werner Herzog film that I have been struggling to find, and I'm excited to see it. It's the one where a former prisoner of war just explains for hours with apparently a disturbing tone of enthusiasm, like the many ways in which he was tortured.
Oh, wow. I mean, that's certainly the most hard-selling thing I've ever heard.
Yeah.
I'm glad that you're going to be experiencing that.
Yeah, I'm about to have some art experiences, man.
Yeah. Yeah.
Just nonstop art experiences. Man, in the town, in Hyper Light Drifter, in the little hub town,
Yeah.
there is a little critter dude playing the guitar, and when you get close to him, you can hear him play the guitar, and it harmonizes with the Disaster Piece chords in the background.
This game seems like it was labored over and loved.
Yes, 100%.
That is exactly the kind of thing we want. I wish that I could play it on my little machine.
We'll figure out a way for you to play this video game.
Yeah.
It's so up your alley. It's 2D Zelda as hell.
I'm sold.
There's a place in
I'm
town
super
where you
sold.
can go to upgrade your dash move, and there's a little mini game in there where you try to do a bunch of consecutive dashes, because if you don't time out the dashes just right, you'll like, God, I just rear-ended a police car.
Not just rear-ended.
I was looking over to see what you were
on
tossing onto my bed, which I believe is a ketchup packet. Tossed the
Still
ketchup
an
packet
intact
onto
one,
my
though.
bed.
Still intact.
That's good. That's good.
I did not burst the ketchup packet and then toss it onto your bed.
But anyway,
I didn't. I knew I would create a disaster with that ketchup packet. But I didn't expect it to be that one.
as I was saying,
Someday there will be enough trucks that we could do a montage of ketchup disaster moments. Because we've had at least 3 so far.
I need to stop. Like, they give me too much ketchup, dude.
They do.
And I'm not going to the trouble of throwing it away every time.
Of course, that would be very.
I'll create a ketchup bucket in my room that I can.
That's true. You can put your excess soy sauce packets in there too, and then eventually you can mix it all together and form a paste.
I want to finish my pre-ketchup disaster thought.
Yeah,
which was
about
the
dash thing.
Yes, the dash thing. If you'd fail to time out the dashes correctly, you'll skid to a stop, and if you run into something, your guy will hit his head, and you will also stop dashing in that case. And the dash store has a challenge to see how many times you can dash consecutively.
The dash store.
Yeah, there's a store for every aspect of your character: your sword, your gun, your bombs, and so on. One of them is for the dash move. And there's a reward for dashing 100 times in a row, and there's a reward for dashing 1,000 times in a row.
Ooh, this game could be very dangerous for me.
Yeah, I managed to get the 100 one, and it was a pretty underwhelming reward, to be honest. But the one for 1,000 looks like a new gun, which is interesting as hell.
Interesting or fatal.
Yeah,
that's some cruel game design.
Yeah, pretty much. But it's also a very Zelda thing. It's a very it's more of a 3D Zelda thing, I guess. Like, and there's shooting galleries abound in those types of games, and the battleship minigame in Wind Waker, yeah, things like that. But it reminds me all the way.
You know what's playing in my head right now?
What?
The sound from Link to the Past of you hitting a chicken with your sword over and over again to try to trigger the hostile chicken swarm.
Can you give me a rest impression of that sound?
Yeah. Except faster than that.
Yeah, and higher pitched, presumably.
Yeah, because I can't make both noises simultaneously, as you would have to.
Sounds good. Sounds like a pretty good impression of that sound. We can go on the road with that.
You know, I think that we discussed being tandem married truck drivers, but there's also vaudeville to consider. We could be an old-time sit-down comedy duo.
I'm too tired for vaudeville.
He's too tired for vaudeville. I'm singing tonight. I don't know what that's about.
That could have been a vaudeville routine. You sing a little song about vaudeville, and then you give me the big cue.
And then you're
I go.
Meh. Yeah. He's too tired for vaudeville. That's Josh. Yay.
I apologize for the truck's viewers.
And also, that's Josh. That one, the one who's not talking right now, is Josh.
Yeah. You guys are having trouble telling us apart, apparently.
I'm some triangles.
I'm Space Hamlet.
Yep.
I can understand why you might have trouble with that. There are moments, I have to confess, where I listen back to these trucks, and there are little noises whose owner I cannot identify.
Yes, indeed. Mystery sounds in the gloaming in the depths. We might actually have a party this Sunday. That's a real weird thing to happen.
A WrestleMania party.
Yeah, because it's WrestleMania Sunday this Sunday. And my band's mates are going to come over here before so we can have a band meeting, and I think I'm going to try to get them to stay and watch WrestleMania with us and our roommates, and it'll be very strange to have that many people in the house at once since we're kind of hermits.
Hey man, I've got a completely impromptu question now that we are recycling the topics from the failed treks.
Yeah.
Are there any interesting updates in the saga of, I just have a feeling that there's something might have happened with that wrestling website you were talking about?
Yeah, I was having this thought like in 20 minutes in now. It's like, this is going real well. We'll probably use this one instead of the one that we botched hellaciously that we recorded earlier in the week. And before you ask, yes, it is possible to do this badly. There are actually standards. The something interesting did happen with whatculturewrestling.com, because there was a video, because before they all go out to Dallas for WrestleMania, which they're all doing. They just flew out from Britain, where they are, to Dallas to be part of the WrestleMania festivities. But Adam Blampied released a video where he broke kayfabe and revealed that Adam Pacitti was actually sick, or so he says.
Yeah. That
Adam Pacitti is out and like he's being medicated in quotes, and he really appreciates your support, but he won't be back for WrestleMania, even though everybody expected him to be, because apparently this was all of this work stuff was in response to a shoot injury. Which is really interesting, right?
Yeah. The one thing we didn't believe it could have been.
Yeah, all of this metafiction was prompted by a real-life crisis. And so it was, in fact... I was talking there. You had no reason to be distracted at all. I didn't throw a packet of ketchup onto your bed.
I'm sure the viewers saw what happened, right? I turned into this lane, and then it suddenly became a lane that was going to vanish, and then I had to
And like you do in real life when that happens, you smacked into an oil tank.
Yeah, I have no depth perception. My sense of distance is messed up.
Look at those beautiful clouds.
Look at the beautiful mountains. Look at the beautiful.
Yeah.
Please continue though. Tell us all about it.
Anyway, and the comments of the video was full of people saying that this was just another angle. That he was in fact still swerving them, even though he said that he was being Scout's honor, true and honest, breaking character and all that stuff. And it's super interesting,
Yeah.
It's like I thought that they were like prolonging this angle way longer than it needed to be to make like a point, and that after WrestleMania it was over, they would be like, this has been real interesting because it reveals something interesting about how difficult it is to book a storyline. You have to keep the audience engaged and all this stuff, and then they would start to do an analysis of their own thing. But apparently they really have been trying to do this on the fly because they didn't know if or when Pacitti would be back.
Right.
Which is just like things are with real life injuries in the real wrestling world. Fascinating stuff.
Life imitates wrestling.
Yep.
The one
Particularly if you are trying to do wrestling.
The one thing I am sad that we don't get to keep from the last episode is the part where I explained how I had gone to that channel and watched like the latest video at the time and tried to explain to you what I had seen in the video, which was like this guy like standing in front of a camera, like doing a shit-eating sneer, and just saying things like, I'm the big bad guy, and I'm gonna eat you for dinner, and you're all bad and shitty, and I'm better than you. And it just like seemed so on the nose, and I was like, is this the character Isaac was talking about? It seems a little like I had no idea what I was seeing. It was honestly the most surreal thing I had seen in quite a while. Why is everybody's headlights on?
Because you're about to go into a tunnel.
Oh, I forgot.
Right, that's the thing in life. But anyway, yeah, I think that what actually happened was that he happened to start with a video where Adam Blampied was pretending to be one of the other guys and doing a derisive impression of him.
Yes.
And without context, that's what Josh just sort of barreled into.
Yes.
And that is deeply hilarious. It also demonstrates that there is something of a barrier to entry to some of this channel stuff at this point.
Yeah, it made me wonder, like, is this whole bit they're doing like gonna hurt their retention of new viewers?
That's a genuine concern. I mean, when they pulled a they've been doing this thing where they have a quote unquote match between Adam Blampied, the heel champion, and the young Jack the Jobber, his challenger, where Adam ends up screwing the other dude out of winning, like they do a wrestling trivia contest and it's fixed or something like that. And like when they did that for the third time in a row, like I have not seen a dislike bar that huge for a long time in the wild. People were just fed the fuck up with that shit. And it's really interesting to me because they are playing with fire in this way, because there definitely is an element of their previous audience that they're alienating with this stuff. But I think that it also is bringing new people in. It's hard to tell. I'm hoping that they they break kayfabe again, actually, after WrestleMania and talk about what their experience with this has been like, because what it's done for them, what it hasn't, and like the results of this experiment, basically. Because it's really interesting for a for-profit venture to try to do.
Yeah, it's a bit like the despair mode equivalent of wrestling commentary is a really trite comparison.
Speaking of despair mode,
we've got one.
Yeah, when are you gonna do that?
Real soon.
That would be cool.
I have yet to go to the trouble of salvaging the files from my laptop.
I have tens of new people on my blog now that could be reintroduced to the despair mode concept.
Get hype for despair mode.
Yeah.
What was I gonna... I was gonna...
What?
Oh, man.
What?
Oh, no.
What? What's happening?
I'm in a desert of topics.
Oh. Well, you're also very tired.
Yeah, I think I've been holding my own pretty well.
Yeah. But by that I mean that the bed on the screen is red.
Yeah, that's definitely true.
And you need to nap.
Our guy's probably yawning at us.
Yeah, and has been for some time.
Yeah, I noticed that a while ago. I genuinely don't think I've passed any beds. There's nowhere to sleep in the desert.
Well, you should have thought of that before you went.
Is it legal to pull over to the side of the road and take a nappy nap?
I don't think so. You are getting tired.
Oh, no, it's happening.
Oh, no! It's drawing close.
That's the effect from flight simulator games when you're pulling too many G-forces.
Oh, jeez.
Okay, we're about to find one in this beautiful little town.
And the exit to Salt Lake City is closed once again.
We decided that this is a DLC hook. In the other episode, there was a sign.
I would love it if they brought the desert into this stuff.
The desert?
I mean, the Utah desert.
Yes.
If you could drive through the Utah desert, which is amazing. Nice.
I've never been to the Utah desert.
Yeah, I could drive through Utah forever. It's a lovely thing. I had this thought, actually. Like, I was talking to my dad the other night, and I was like, what I really want to do right now, when I can't, is to drive and drive and drive and drive across the country. And I was like, if I was in a movie, if I was treating my life as if it were a narrative, what I would do now is that I would quit my relatively boring job with my, wacky coworkers and embark on a journey of self-discovery.
Find yourself.
Go find myself by driving across America. The resulting movie, though, would be fucking terrible.
Yeah.
That's sort of the problem. I would
road diary movies. Have you ever liked one of those, Motorcycle Diaries?
Not really. I would sort of prefer the movie, which is just the guy at the work with the wacky coworkers, like grinding it out until it becomes like a existential death comedy. But
there's a pretty well-known movie.
There's parking spaces all over here.
Yeah.
How deserty is this?
I'm gonna just go ahead and drive the wrong way.
Okay.
There's a movie, I can't remember what it's called. It's the first name that both characters share, where they try to go out on one of those journeys, but they end up just slowly starving to death in the desert.
Yeah. That's the kind of thing.
I think it's based on a true story.
But, I bet that I would rack up a lot of good anecdotes in addition to spending all of my money.
I bet it'll let this count even if I park like a gigantic asshole. Yeah.
No doubt.
Excellent. Let's do it. I'm just gonna sleep right here, guys.
All right. Honk shoe, honk shoe, honk shoe. It's nighttime in the desert.
Good. Whoop, 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 whoop. We're good. Almost.
But anyway, now that this idea is in my head, I am absolutely going to find a pretext to do it, because it's been years since I've driven all the way across the country. It's been almost
All the way across the country is a long way.
It's been 5.5 years since I've driven all the way across the country, and I dearly would like to do it again.
What do you think? Should I exit the wrong way too?
Because what are you working for if not to do ridiculous things occasionally? Should you do it too, did he say?
I exit the wrong way as well as enter the wrong way.
You've already made this decision.
Yes.
Asking me is pointless. What would you do, Josh, if you suddenly had all of the resources in the world? And by all the resources in the world, I mean you didn't have to worry about your upkeep for a second or two.
Right. If I could, invest in something.
Nah, we're not talking practical. It's like, what would you like to be doing, ideally?
I don't know, writing about video games.
Wow, so this is paradise that you're in.
Yeah, the thing I'm best at in this world is having thoughts about media, most especially video games. I wouldn't say that I'm in paradise because nobody's reading me or paying me to do it.
Right, but if you were paid to do what you're currently doing, it would be the best.
Yes, I feel like we had this conversation 2 episodes ago.
I'm not sure we did, or at least not framed in this way. But I'll skate swiftly over it in case we're boring people with our hopes and fucking dreams. Only mention those once, then get back to fucking comic books.
But they want to hear the comic book.
I hear Superman versus Batman wasn't very good.
Do you think Civil War is going to be any good?
I think it's probably not going to be very good.
Do you think Cumberbatch is going to be any good as Doctor Strange?
Yes.
Yes.
He's going to be amazing. It's going to be great.
Thank you. I agree.
Yeah.
It's good to cast a weirdo as a weirdo.
Yeah, and it seems like they're going to actually make it a weird movie.
I hope so.
You didn't get gas.
That could be a very real problem.
Well, you're only 19 miles away from your destination at this point.
You're
so
right.
I think that you're just going to have to go ahead and...
Maybe it'll be downhill the whole way.
Yeah. Boy, we only crashed into 2 people, and only one of them was a cop.
Wait a minute.
We might be getting... There's Jackpot.
I can see Jackpot on the horizon.
There's Jackpot.
Jackpot!
Oh man, I could be driving through Jackpot for real. Wouldn't that be great? Wouldn't that be great?
How long it take drive across country?
Oh, I think it depends on how hell for leather you're going. I think you can do it in a week.
Ooh. Speeding offense.
Yeah, that cop saw you.
We never did solve the mystery of the heart on that one building.
That's true. Do you think we're ever going to solve that mystery? Something tells me that we're not.
I want to try and find that building on Google Maps, Google Street View, see if it actually has a heart on it.
My other regret is for the fact that you didn't get to see the other trucks is that you legitimately didn't get to see that Josh thought that playing 20 questions would be a good idea.
A lot of good things happened in that shitty trucks. I also
We'll probably release it, or at least the audio at some point as a Bono episode.
Well, we need the video because there was a part where I actually ran out of gas and managed to slide my way on inertia into a gas station and refill.
We're definitely going to unearth that one at some point.
Yeah, maybe we'll figure it out.
Yeah.
Maybe just the highlights.
Edit it down. Yeah.
Truck friends.
Magic. Sorcery.
Do you like America or Europe better? I kind of miss Europe.
I also kind of miss Europe. This is prettier, but there's...
I've gone back and watched a few Europe episodes.
Yeah.
And it's not as dull as I remember. It's not as dull or samey as I remember it being.
No, it's not at all. But there's also
look at this easy parking job.
But even in that, there's a certain amount of... It's the familiarity of it that is useful for the vibe that we're trying to create.
Yeah.
If you know what I mean. It's the sort of... Everything is really green and pleasant and... there's hills and tunnels, but it's the uniformity of it that's really the...
Okay, I object to this.
You object to that not counting?
Yes, I do. Worst parking jobs have counted before.
This is a 1-star one. It's being stricter about it.
Fine, buddy.
I note that your guy still has his shirt open, his top button unbuttoned.
If you're driving through the Nevada desert, you gotta save on your battery.
He's a casual dude.
Yeah. It's too loud out here. Here we go. I'm gonna get it perfect.
Zoop, zoop.
I'm not gonna get it any better at all.
Nope. Absolutely not. Why don't you go further and then reverse?
That's a good idea. See, Isaac knows how to drive.
I do.
A truck.
I'm a very good driver.
That might be pushing it. Here we go. Oh.
Did you just criticize my driving? Did you do that? Why did you do that?
It was necessary.
I'm a good driver.
Oh, and this counts. Oh, yeah.
All right, fair enough.
I guess it's really the cargo that matters more than
I'm an excellent driver. Good work, Josh.
We're delivered from San Francisco to Jackpot. I'm sorry when I rear-ended the police truck. I'm sorry when I drive out the concrete. I'm sorry when I tired too tired.
We should get the...
I did my best.
That reminds me, we should get the Blue Jam Project up and running again.
Oh my god.
Because that sounded like a thing from it.
Yeah, okay.
All right, everybody.
Thank you for trucks.
Enjoys.
Bye.
Bye-bye.